You said you were jamming up with network equipment. I didn't realize it was like home network equipment. That's the worst. Like that stuff should just work. It's too easy, too early in the show to say bad words.
Right. Yeah.
Stuff.
Well, and it was weird because I have the iPhone thing, right? Transferring from her old phone to the new phone. I've done that procedure. I don't know how many times. I have a company full of knuckleheads I have to do iPhone stuff for. It's not rocket science. I mean, it's iPhone stuff. And
Right.
it would not work, and it would not work, and it would not work. And since I was in the setup process, I couldn't get in to see the settings on the phone, what it was getting for network information. And it was weird. All day chasing network dragons. It was annoying. And then I found out what caused it. I still haven't fixed the root cause of why I was out there. I figured that out yesterday as well. And so that's on my to-do list for today. Hopefully that will not take all day. Good morning. We're old men, we're vetching. I mean, it's how we open, you know.
What's with the pick of Heisenberg and Han Solo? I've actually never seen Heisenberg. I know who he is. I just haven't seen him before.
AI is getting a little... It's like re-recording your VHS tape of Jane Fonda's exercise video in the 80s. You people know who you are. And making copies.
I still have my leg warmers. I'm actually wearing them right now.
every time I have it make a new picture with using the old one as source material for us.
Cloning degradation.
It gets farther and farther away. It's like, they talk about this in the Bobaverse. What? Drift? Replicant drift or something like that. Replicative drift. And yeah, I personally think we look damn good. This one, if you didn't figure it out, was like a Firefly kind of thing. That's what can't stop the signals from. But yeah.
Well, I got that from the title, but I didn't get it from the call out on the thumbnail.
I don't know. I don't remember. I think I mentioned Reavers. I'm not sure. But yeah, the pictures are much better looking than we actually are in real life.
Well, than you are.
Oh no, buddy. I hate to burst your bubble.
So you guys can see in the background here, I'm charging up a battery, and it's not this big battery. It's this little teeny tiny black speck up here. It's a 2 amp hour battery from my motorcycle. I left it keyed on, engine shut off, and I think that battery's toasted.
I think you need more LEDs back there.
Well, I've got some over here. Do you see these ones over my shoulder here? I'm trying to point and block them. Those are the DMR and YSF links, and then there's a little gray blob that you probably can't see. That's All-Star node.
So I saw you gave up on your quest. Well, let me handle a few things first. Let's handle the business we have here. Jason Lockwood, good morning, sir. Has been a member for 1 month. Thank you.
Welcome.
Let's see, there was Chuck Miller, has been a member for 2 months. And Boston Johnny, who I think bought more radios this week, has been...
Well, I mean, yes.
I know he's been a member, but it doesn't show that in this super chat. But thank you, John, for your...
No, that's a bonus super chat. That's not his free super chat. If you are a member, you do get a free super chat.
Right.
But Jonathan is an extra member.
Bill, Ham Radio Tectonics, has been a member for 1 month. Good morning, sir.
Welcome, Bill.
And good morning to all y'all, even you people sitting way in the back. I see you back there.
We got Hank in the front row. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, I know. He got here early, I guess. Jason Lockwood, thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it.
And then Iron Bunny Chronicles, he's got enough waffles for all of us. Awesome. Thank you, and thanks to Mrs. Bunny.
I love waffles. Waffles are delightful.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this out loud. She might have made real waffles, probably. Legos. Not Legos.
Lego waffles.
Eggo waffles ain't bad.
Yeah.
They just need to be toasted appropriately.
Who invented fried chicken and waffles? Where did that come from? Because it all of a sudden just popped up in my
I think it's a Southern thing, and it's all these chef shows.
Yeah.
I have never had chicken and waffles, ever. I wouldn't mind eating it. I just don't know where to go get it, unless they sell it at Waffle House. And I only ever get breakfast at Wahoo, so I'm not sure.
I don't know. So, the I don't know if it was the same thing with waffles, but in the early days of American civilization, a young woman was judged on her ability to make fried chicken. And if she couldn't make good fried chicken, you didn't marry her.
Right.
So maybe it's the same with waffles. I don't know.
Exactly. Could be. I don't know. There's a couple things that the South has done for the culinary world that is fabulous.
Chicken fried steak.
Eric, I gotta kind of agree with you on that one. I really like chicken fried steak in the morning, or actually, I'll cut up yesterday's leftover steak and mix it in with scrambled eggs, and that really upgrades it.
Lee's with me. He says it's a recent thing.
It might be. I don't know. I had never heard of it until we watch a lot of cooking competition shows. So, and somebody's always making chicken and waffles on there. Now, usually they put in some weird hipster chef nonsense like rosemary or something, but good old honest fried chicken and waffles would be good, I think, with syrup. And Hollywood is flirting with the single ladies in the choir. I'm just,
That's actually encouraged. But one at a time.
Absolutely.
Take it easy. There's only one single lady in the choir because there's only one lady in the choir.
PRK Radio, thank you for the. Ooh. Oh man, I will be over there. The show's over. I'm going to his house and have me some brisket and eggs. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And check out his YouTube channel. That's a newer YouTube channel on the scene.
Do you have the link for his?
I can find it.
Can you Google for that? Yeah. Doc Brad. Oh my goodness. Doc Brad just dropped $4.99 super chat. Just got back on the red eye from Phoenix and made the mass. I now know why T.O. likes Arizona this time of year.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Padre Jim and Deacon T.O.
I got to go to Phoenix on Tuesday.
I was stationed at Luke Air Force Base in Phoenix. I loved Arizona. Honestly, I thought it was really nice. It's a dry heat.
It's better than the wet cold in Maryland.
Yeah, it's better than the wet cold in Alabama. It almost never snows here, at least in the Montgomery area. But dang it, the weather likes to see how cold it can get before snow forms. And 38-degree rain pretty much sucks. Worse than snow.
I'm going to be working on my truck camper. I'm going to do a little mini camper to go with my big camper so I can get away for the weekend easily. And I'm going to take that to Quartzsite. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to leave Mama at home in the Death Star?
Yep.
Okay.
So the camper, so far, the build is going to have a 12-volt cooler refrigerator. It's going to have 400 watts of solar. It's going to have a motorcycle and a bunk in it. And I found some provisions, so we'll see. But I'll be able to get away and do some short weekend jaunts.
So might this be something you would drive to Orlando or Dayton or Huntsville?
It all depends on what the schedule looks like. Driving from Arizona to Orlando is
epic.
It's doable, but
that's a road trip.
It's going to be a week of driving to do a weekend worth of to do a week of driving.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go to some BLM land for the weekend and then, ride the bike around and then come back.
Right.
Or some national forest and do a POTA.
Well, that'd be cool. John has been a member for 1 month. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yay. Welcome, John. So John was sharing a message with me, a video from Josh yesterday. Josh dropped a video on the Baofeng Mini, and there's this whole conspiracy because everybody that's checked them except for Ape has found them to be clean. And now we're all questioning our ability to test radios. So
I would like to test one myself. What I would like to do, and I haven't asked him about it, and I need to. I'm curious. Because he is a little cranky about that whole Baofeng Mini thing.
Well, he's usual, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, and I kind of get, I get where he was coming from with it. And I ain't trying to start no internet YouTube beef, okay? But he's getting a lot of people that's dropping things in the chat. Well, so-and-so tested it, and his was clean.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, and I get his point. His point is, okay, maybe I got a pre-production model, maybe I got a crappy one. I don't know. And then I don't know. So I don't know if there was an error on someone's testing methodology. 4 or 5 or 6 other people tested it fine, and one guy didn't. I don't know. I don't have one. I'd love to test one. What I would like to do is test the one that he had and another one. And Baofeng has not sent me one because I haven't asked, but I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you got to ask. Got to put in the work to get the free radio. There ain't nothing free.
Yeah, it's not free. I mean, guys, understand, we make money off of YouTube. We do. I'm not going to lie. But by far, a lot of videos, unless you're Mr. Beast, or a hot chick who's doing React videos and has no other function in life, most videos don't make $20, $30 in ad revenue or anything else.
Right.
Potentially in affiliate links, you make more money. I mean, you get a $25 radio, you spend 2 or 3 hours trying to make a decent video about it.
Spend another hour editing it.
Spend an hour editing it, and then 30, 40 minutes going through the upload and prep process for YouTube, and you make $15 or $20. So
let's put it in perspective.
I just worked for $1.22 an hour or something.
I was going to say, I did the math. $25 for the radio divided by 4 or 5 hours worth of work is less than minimum wage. It's actually easier for you just to go buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to mention developing an audience and a reputation and maintaining a reputation, especially with some of the things that have been going on in the world today.
Right.
And we're not complaining by any stretch of the imagination, but whenever I'm triggered when someone says, I got this for free and my opinions are my own. Well, of course your opinions are your own, even if they're paid for, because you decided to give out the paid for opinion. And if you want to give a false opinion for fake internet points and develop that kind of reputation, then people will find you out real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly right, Eric. Big China has a conspiracy. They're out to get Ape. He's on their hit list. Jason Lockwood has gifted a membership. Thank you, Jason. And
I think Sarah got it.
So
nice.
Sweet. And then the next thing, some of us want to test my Flex radio. I don't think so. If you send me a check, actually, no, not a check. PayPal me or Apple Pay me $12,000 and we can do it.
So here's another thing, and I'm not arguing at all. Yes, you can claim what you spend as business expenses on your taxes. Yes, you have to spend it. So if you're trying to save money, starting a YouTube channel is not a way to save money.
Right.
Yes. Right. Anytime you go into business and buy something. So I bought a $2,000 laptop, and I made it a business expense when I bought it. Great. That's $2,000 that I don't have in my pocket, and I could have made do with my older laptop. I just wanted a better one. So you have to spend that money in order to not give it to the government, which I am all for, not giving the government money. We know that they're doing a fantastic job being stewards of our money.
Stellar. The other thing, and T.O. can talk about this as well. He's got a much bigger channel and has been doing this longer than I have. I spent probably almost $2,000 getting stuff to do a YouTube channel, right?
The starter kit.
A starter kit, an audio mixer, a decent camera to do videos with. Now I have 8 cameras. Most of them are just small, sub $200 cameras, but exactly right, Bill. So I mean, I probably have maybe almost broke even with the revenue I've made from YouTube versus what I have spent to produce YouTube videos.
And how many YouTubers still have a full-time job?
Right. And I have a full-time job. And there's a reason I still have my full-time job that I would rather not be at because I can't live on YouTube money.
So Lon is saying, do all content creators do their testing per the FCC procedure? 0 YouTube content creators do their testing per the FCC procedure. 0. Not to mention the fact that there is no FCC approval process for ham radios. That's you. That's your license.
Right. Well, and I don't know that there's an FCC approved procedure. Not that I've ever seen. Of course, I haven't.
Well, there can't
for
be
it,
because there's
but-
no FCC approved test. There's FCC standards, but there's no requirement to meet them other than your license.
Right. And
Manufacturers are not required to get FCC ham radio certification. GMRS, yes. FRS, yes. Et cetera, et cetera. CB radios, they all need to be in compliance. Those all have testing procedures and so on. Ham radio, no.
PRK, I'm going to disagree with you about this to some extent.
You clicked the wrong one.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm not going to disagree with him about that. That's not the one I was going to disagree with him about. That's the one I'm going to disagree about. Yeah, it's a hobby because I can play with radios. And it's a hobby because I like doing YouTube. And I guess the teaching thing, sharing information, it's entertaining to me, right? But I ain't doing it for free. I've been doing YouTube for 4 years, I think, 4.5 maybe. And, you know, if I wasn't getting anything out of it after 4.5 years, I would have moved on. And I mean, between Steve and I, we're on how many live streams a week? 3? Yes. Steve's show on Monday night, this here, with that wild and crazy Aussie on Sundays. Later today. I'm on Coffee and Ham Radios. So I'm already up to 4 live streams a week. It takes time. Making a video, we alluded to this earlier. Making a video and editing is so key because a lot of YouTube creators spend not nearly enough time editing. It takes time. That 8 or 12-minute video took probably 3 hours at least.
Yeah. And when you're behind the scenes and you know a little bit about editing, it drives me crazy when people say, let's get over to the workbench. Okay, now we're at the workbench. Let's work on the radio. Okay, now we're working on the radio. It's like you're in a visual medium. You don't like narration is good, but you don't need to narrate the scene transition on both sides of the scene transition.
Right. That's like making a Sir sandwich in the military.
I've now put my pants on. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like making a Sir sandwich in the military. Sir, may I have another, sir? Yeah, we don't. Yep, I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit of teaching, but my time is valuable, right? I could be, watching random YouTube videos on 3D printing or some other foolishness, but...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I like doing the thing. I mean, like Gray Man, for example. He likes doing POTA. He's doing videos of him doing POTA. So, and doing a live stream of it. I mean, I don't know. But since this is America and not the Soviet Union or Cuba or Venezuela or the People's Republic of North Korea, we're capitalists. I'm in this for the money. Right. So, anyway, I didn't mean to start to rant about
This is what
YouTube
this show is. This is church. You come here for a sermon, you're going to get a sermon.
Now, do I wish that I was a ham radio channel of Mr. Beast level? Yes. That would be awesome to have that kind of throwaway money.
It would be awesome if ham radio was at the Mr. Beast level and was like ham radio died a while back. We're all just circling the drain. And I'm saying that as a ham radio enthusiast. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Well, it kind of is. And a good example of a different niche. Our hobby is very niche. And honestly, what is the median age of, if you averaged out all the ham radio operators in the United States, what is the median age? Somewhere around 65 or so. And it's an older crowd, generally. It's an older crowd for several reasons. Number one, ham radio has been around a while. A lot of people are aging out, which is a polite way of saying dying off. But you also we're not bringing in as many people into this hobby like we were 20 or 30 years ago, potentially. The other thing is, if you compare, and this is all just empirical observation, this is no science behind this, like 3D printing niche, that's a niche, but it's huge, huge. I watch a whole bunch of 3D printing related channels, and I've seen a bunch of them shoot up from, 175 subscribers to well into the 5 digits in a matter of less than a year. I haven't hit 5 digits, and I've been doing this for 4.5 years. So there's a huge difference in audience, too. And again, if you're a hot chick and can do react videos to funny stuff on the internet, that's the niche you want to be in. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about some ham radio stuff. What are your thoughts on that meter you've been doing videos on? Because you dropped another video on it yesterday. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, the CQV meter.
It looks cool.
It does. It looks pretty cool. There's some controversy to it. People are saying that it's got RFI issues, and I've tested it every way that everybody has asked me to test it, and I can't find RFI. And the one guy who has a video and says that there's RFI doesn't disclose what his test setup is. He just shows that it's got RFI. Okay, great. So how did you do it? And I think what is going on is I think it's the USB power supply that they're powering the meter with that is dirty. And mine didn't come with a power supply, so I can't hold that against it. It's not like, hey, I got this with this power supply and this power supply is dirty. It's like I got this without a power supply and everything tests clean.
Absolutely, it's for the groupies.
Absolutely.
So you haven't been able to see any RF coming out of it? Nothing?
Nope.
I'm interested in it. I don't need another meter. I would just buy it, play with it.
Right. And I only got that for the YouTube channel. I didn't get it for my own personal use. I've got a bunch of different meters. When it comes to looking at one of those needle meters, which are really cool, I like them. But if you look at it this way, it's 6 watts. If you look at it this way, it's 3.5 watts. And I can't do that with, I want to show that it's 5 watts, and I don't want people arguing with me that it's, well, you said it was 5 watts and it showed up as 3 on camera. Well, yeah, because of the camera angle. So I've taken camera angle off the table, And then I still read it when I see the peak or when I get excited about the reading, and then the reading changes because RF changes.
RF. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's
a legally binding contract. We're not allowed to. Recognized by 2 or 3 different authorities. So
right. The thing with the needle meters, and I've got a couple. They don't show up on camera. Worth of crap. It's just a pain in the butt, like Tio was talking about. The digital ones show up a lot better on camera, and I'll be honest with you, I would much rather, and I don't have it. Oh yeah, I do, but it's probably not plugged in. I'm sure it's not. Oh, if it is, and it won't reach over here. Never mind. That MFJ meter that you've seen on his channel and my channel before, for doing videos, that thing is great because you can see it. But beyond
numbers
stuff,
this big,
beyond just being able to be videoable in a decent way, I can see it, which is kind of important to me as well. I just bought a cross needle meter, another one, because MFJ doesn't sell theirs anymore. That's a dummy load and a 1,500 watt cross needle meter and yada yada.
Right.
Which I have one and I like it. But I bought a Daiwa. It goes up to 2,000 watts. And I bought it because I've got an amp and I want to be able to see power stuff at over 200 watts. The problem with that MFJ, the digital one that I was trying to reach, it only goes to like 150 or 200 watts. And if you're playing with amplifiers, you need something that got a little more juice in it. So that puts you into the range of cross needle meters generally. And man, the more watts that your meter can take, the more money it costs too to buy one of those. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I got my first cross needle meter device, which was an MFJ manual tuner. And I got it with 0 instructions as a brand new ham. And I was like, I keyed it up and the needles went like this. Which
scared the living crap out of you?
Well, no, after you're a ham for like 6 months, you realize is bad and you want, this, somewhere over in that one area. And you're supposed to read where the needles cross. And I'm like, what?
Right.
Like it wasn't, I knew nothing about ham radio when I started. That's where just about all of us start is, you don't come in here knowing everything. It's after you get your license that you then know everything.
Oh,
and
okay. He's being a little facetious with that one.
That was snarky.
That was snarky. That was excellent.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't know how to read this thing. And that's why I went over to the digital also, because it gives you the answer, not not this cross stuff.
Well, and 45 nailed it. I had to put my face really close to it so I can understand what the hell it's saying and read it. You know, right. I don't know. I'm sure there are people who can opine that cross needle meters are more accurate because it shows you a representation, blah, 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 something. But, and I have both. So, and if MFJ had ever made that digital one that would take full legal power, I'd have bought it. Absolutely. And I wouldn't own a cross needle meter because I don't really want one. But anyway, and the amp shows power, but I'd also like to see, you know, at different places in the signal chain. So anyway, you know, and having multiple meters is like having two clocks in your house. With one clock, you always know exactly what time it is. With two clocks, there's a fudge factor in there. You might be 5 minutes late.
And you can't even do
early.
that, you know, write twice a day crap either, because now they're not the same 2 times of the day.
Right. I mean, is it really like 9:05 or is it 8:56? Yeah, the clock in the, well, see that clock. I just almost have given up on it. I love the clock design, but it eats batteries and it doesn't just die. It just gets slower and slower and shows the wrong time. And that's not I'm not picking on Hannibal and quirky QRP.
It's the clock manufacturer that he used.
Yeah.
And that's the way they all are at that size clock. It's
yes.
Not, it's standard. It's the highest quality you can get.
It's a little module that you basically just jam through a hole in the face of whatever face you want and put some arms on it and spin it till it says the right time and slap a battery in it. And they're absolutely standard little modules that go everywhere. And that particular one, I think, loves batteries a lot. So it's always wrong unless I just have put a fresh battery in it. Somebody was asking about SWR meters. Jason was. It's not best. It's what you can afford that you want, that you like.
I don't know that there is a best.
I mean, generally what I've seen in the average ham, the working ham level, right? Not the elite 1% ham. The working ham level, which is what I like, they run around $50 to $200, maybe $250. And it just depends on which one you get. I don't have any of them handy where I can show them, but you've seen it on my channel. I've got one. I think it's a Daiwa, and it's about this big. And it does 15 watts or 60 watts. It has 2 scales. And I don't remember that it does HF. I think it's only VHF, UHF. So that's the other thing when you buy a power meter, what's the frequency range that it's for? Because the MFJ one literally has 2 inputs, one for the HF side and one for VHF, UHF. The HF ones obviously are not going to go beyond 30 megahertz for frequency range. So all those features, it's just what you want it for. If you're testing nothing but 2 meter radios, be they, handhelds or mobile size, then you don't need to spend $200 on a meter and get the $60 Daiwa one and look at power. It's not cross needle, it's just multi-scale and one arm.
A lot of people will bird on you too. You should have a bird. That's the best meter ever. Great. Well, that bird that you got at a ham fest that was abused by a hardcore CB operator and is 60 years old and hasn't been calibrated since the day it left the factory is definitely not anything special.
Right.
Because I've seen some pretty nasty bird meters out there. Look like they've been dropped twice on the way to the table at the ham fest.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're great meters. And if you want to spend bird money, go with God, my son. Have fun.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend that kind of money on a friggin' meter.
I heard that Bird will calibrate the meter for free if you send it to them.
As much as they charge for the new ones, they friggin' ought to. I suspect they might. Like the Craftsman
Ziggy's going to defend the Bird. Why would Bird offer to calibrate it for free if they don't need calibrating?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if they need calibrating or not. I had an MFJ 259, I think it is, the classic MFJ brick meter.
Yeah.
And it could probably need some calibrating.
Well, the thing is, yeah, Ape did just get a bird, Don. It's used, I'm sure. He got a deal on it from somewhere.
It's all a joke, fam.
Good morning, Zigward. Did you get the package yet? Because we need to know. Otherwise, we got people that are going to come looking for you.
Right. LP 700. That's some meter money right there.
Yeah.
That costs more than most radios. It's a good meter though.
Oh, look, and Hollywood has weighed in on
spoken.
This.
Yep. This is true about just about every meter too, including the bird. Plus or minus 10%. So your 5-watt radio is going to read what, 4.5 watts?
4.5 or 5.5, yeah, I guess. I think that's Jeff, Ham Radio, Kansas. Bird is the cockroach of power meters. It'll be here after they drop the big one. It's probably true.
Yep.
Yeah, what I started to say a second ago, and we got off on your excellent comments, people. Thank you. I've said this in several of the videos I've done with the spectrum analyzer stuff. And I know Ape has said it too. And Steve has said it too. And probably 10 other people have said it, but it really is a very good point. It's close enough for ham.
Yep.
You're not running an NIST test lab.
What's a half a watt difference,
Right. I don't know that anything you're going to do or I'm going to do as a working ham, I'm going to copyright that phrase. As a working ham, you care whether you're a half a watt plus or minus, right? 5, 10%.
Right.
Excuse me. Plus or minus on what you're doing. Now, if you're designing circuits and building radios, absolutely you need much better gear than you and I are gonna buy and have. And honestly, if you're that concerned about your meter and you buy a bird meter at a Hamfest, you're kind of a knucklehead because if it's that concerning, then buy one new from Bird. And I'm not saying they're bad meters. They're built like tanks. They probably will survive the Holocaust or the zombie apocalypse. But for everything I do, whether it's my what is the Kaiweets, the 118 that we all love? What is that thing? $25, $40, something like that. That little one. What is that little LCD?
Oh, that little Allosun meter that I use all the time that you hate on? Yeah, it's like $15, but it does exactly what I need it to do, and it doesn't stab me when I put it in my pocket.
Yeah. Yeah. It just depends.
And there's another thing with meters that a lot of people don't understand is that you have to add the reflected power back in a certain manner in order to get the true power number because your antenna system isn't a 50 ohm match to your radio precisely.
Right.
And so when you see reflected power, then your numbers are off in the first place because the logic in the meter doesn't account for it.
Right. And there's different kinds of meters. There's true RMS meters and then the count and so on and so forth.
Hollywood's asking the big questions. We don't have plates anymore.
Yeah.
We got a question in the chat from Gary who wants to know your opinion, Jim. So buckle up, everybody.
This is an e-ticket ride. You must be this tall. In November, I get to go to my first Hamfest. Are you going to Stone Mountain? Because that's the first weekend in November, the 1st and the 2nd. I will be at Stone Mountain.
So Jim can hand escort you around.
No, I am not going to hand escort you around.
Gary's not a member, right?
What are your suggestions? It depends on what you want to look at. If you want to look at brand new gear, I don't know. There's not a lot of smaller, non-major Hamfests that have the major vendors. A lot of the second-tier Hamfests will have second-tier vendors. ICOM and Yaesu are not going to be there, at Stone Mountain, I don't think. ICOM and Yaesu show up at Huntsville, Dayton, and Orlando, and maybe a few others, maybe Pacificon, I don't know. But it just depends on what you want to look at. I go to a Hamfest because I like looking at the flea market stuff or the swap table or whatever you want to call it. I like looking at all the used stuff that everybody has out that they're trying to unload to some other poor sap. So the boat anchor section, it's also been called. I mean, it depends on what you want to look for. There's some good deals. There's some sketchy stuff. Ignore Florida man with his manual tuner trash. There's no reason to use a manual tuner. They're not any better than automatic tuners, unless you just like sitting there playing with knobs instead of playing radio. Some of you are probably going to disagree with me about that. We all know one individual who would, but and Matt said that much more eloquently than I did. High precision gear is not only overkill, but it's a pain if you don't need it. You got to baby it, calibrate it, set it up. And if you're not doing the calibrations right, then you have wasted your money buying the high dollar gear. I haven't calibrated my VNA. I have not calibrated my oscilloscope. It's close enough, you know? Pluses and minuses to everything. Thank you, Matt. Good morning, sir.
Right, and that's a whole nother side of the hobby as well. You know, I mean, like, if that's your jam, that's your jam. Go for it. Have a blast. Yeah. You know,
Just
like
depends.
I know people who do chase 1-to-1 SWR. Like I will spend a day and a half trimming and adding wire back and forth to get 1-to-1 SWR on a certain frequency on a certain band. Cool. If that's your jam, go for it. I want to put contacts in the log, and I don't even care what the contacts are. Like, I love all of you. That's not the point. The point is, like, I'm not searching for like Christmas Island. You know, I'm not looking for that rare DX. I just want something in the log. I want to know that my station works.
Tim, I don't agree. You're wrong, sir. And I will pray for your salvation. You may be. He's not completely wrong. Mostly wrong, but not completely. Yeah, there's a lot of junk. There's a lot of junk at Hamfests. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to know what you're looking for, and ask them to plug it in. And honestly, I got to really get a good vibe off of somebody if I can't plug it in, whatever they're selling. You know? I bought Kenwood D710 last year at, was that Orlando? Yeah, at Orlando.
Yeah. Yep.
The guy was like, "You want to plug it in?" Yes, I do. We plugged it in. It powered up. The screen came on. Good enough. Works. I bought a 7000, an ICOM 7000 at Huntsville this past August. And it was powered on when I looked at it and worked fine. And it's now moved to Boston with you-know-who. And he loves it. He's got it plugged into a big screen TV so he can go full nerd. So I don't agree that you're buying someone else's junk. Yes, there is junk there.
Yeah.
T.O. bought a, what was the radio you stole from me? The Elecraft
K2.
And was it junk?
So proud. No, not at all.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with it, and then I moved it on.
And you got a good deal on it. It was a killer deal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are some really good deals, but there are also crap. So just
Caveat
be careful.
emptor.
Yeah. Let the buyer beware.
And so, like, I will sell radios at a Hamfest, and I move radios on because I like to play with radios and get them out.
And Nightcry, he carries a battery and a power pole connector with him, you know, and a meter, you know, that's another one.
Yep. So, like, I have a Yaesu 857 that I bought from another viewer on the channel, Tom, and when I am done with it, it will move on because I want to replace it with another 100-watt mobile radio, hopefully a better one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And George, I mean, George got a like new FT3D, and it was still packed like the factory did it. Yep. People buy stuff, you get buyer's remorse, you know? So it just depends. Be careful and use your brain. Don't let emotions override your brain on buying stuff. So,
shoving some power.
And probably the biggest thing that I think a lot of people will end up buying at Hamfest, because every time I'm at one, I see them walking around with stuff. Cables and connectors. And honestly, one of the things I would mention is jumper cables, not for your car. Of course, I don't have one handy. 18-inch, 3-foot, whatever. T.O.'s got one. I can see mine, but I'd have to stand up and reach over there to get
I'm
it
looking
off
for
camera.
something else since you mentioned that.
But 3-foot jumper cables or 18-inch jumper cables with SO239s and or SMAs and or BNCs and or N connectors. You can never have enough adapters, and you can never have enough jumper cables. And those are always very popular items at Hamfest. And there's always, who is it that's at all the Hamfests, Steve? What is that, Quicksilver?
Yeah, Quicksilver and Tower Electronics.
Tower. That's the other one I was thinking of. Tower is at every Hamfest ever in the world at all times at the same time.
Yeah.
I believe they have illicit technology that the aliens would probably want back, because I've never not seen them at any Hamfest.
Well, I mean, that's the way it is. You sell the lowest level of junk on the planet at the highest dollar fest you can, and you're raking in the most. If you can follow the train of math there. Like ICOM comes in and sells 0 radios, and they're very expensive. And Tower comes in and sells 10,000 BNC to SO239 adapters
at $3 a pop or something. Yeah. And walks away and has filet mignon and lobster for dinner, while the poor guy at ICOM's eating on the expense account and having Salisbury steak.
Yeah, there's a book called The Millionaire Next Door that'll kind of explain that. Did I get robbed? Isn't there supposed to be more?
And George, that's what I'm saying. You can never have enough connectors and adapters and jumper cables. And the jumper cable thing, we were talking about meters. And if you want to put a meter in line, you need extra cables for that. Right? If you have a tuner, whether it's a manual tuner or an automatic tuner, like I use, you need jumper cables to link all that stuff together. And I guarantee you'll never have the one you need when you're ready to hook it up. So buy more than you need. And that's something you should always look for at Hamfests, is cables. And even if you get one cable that doesn't work, spend $3 and put a new connector on it. It's not a big deal. Buying new cables, and there's a seller I buy from on eBay. What is that? American Coax 1, I think is what it's called. And I don't remember how much they cost. You're probably looking at $15 for an 18-inch or 3-foot cable, something like that. I don't remember. And you can probably get the same cable for half that price or cheaper at a Hamfest usually. But James, that is an outstanding question. T.O., do you want to handle this?
How lossy is a jumper? How much loss is acceptable? So loss is measured per 100 feet, and usually your jumper is 1 foot. So
1/100th.
Yeah. So what a true Apex operator will tell you is have the best antenna that you can, and then work your way backwards from a really good antenna. A 5-watt radio with an amazing antenna with a bit of gain in the direction you're trying to reach is going to outweigh any loss that you have in marginal coax. In bad coax, you're going to have a lot of loss and you're not going to get your signal out. But and it's like you walk into a stereo shop, the speakers, man, that's where it is. And you walk into a radio shop, the receiver, and that's where it is. You walk into a ham shop, the ability to pull weak signals out of the mud, and adaptive distortion is all the rage now. So you can spend your money on every single part of the system, or you can get a good radio that you like the front end of, the user experience of, and a good antenna and get out. So, it just depends on where you want to. Yeah, you can go down whatever rabbit hole you want. If coax is your rabbit hole, go for it.
Yeah, and Jim Heath, W6LG.
W6LG.
Jim did a video 2 or 3 years ago, and he hooked up a Franken adapter. I mean, it was
all the
unholy.
adapters that he used in his run to his backyard antenna or something, and it was like 35 or 40 adapters. And we're talking like SO239 to BNC, and then BNC back to, and so on. And he didn't even account for the coax that was in between all of that, just the adapters itself.
And I think he lost about a dB total with 47 adapters. And, depends on the coax. I wouldn't. What is the thin stuff? Is that 316? The
316 and 174 are the two thin ones.
Yeah, and what's the one that's close? There's another one that's similar in diameter to RG8. Maybe a little thinner than RG8.
RG8 and 213 are the same size, and there's RG8 Mini or something like that. There is a Mini RG8. I don't think RG8X is smaller. I think it's just a more flexible or something.
Guys made me stand up, and you could see my belly.
The bigger thing here, James, is get on the air.
These things. What is that stuff?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's not 316. It's too fat. It's not 8. It's too thin.
174?
It should be written on it.
No, these are from American Coax. I don't think it's written on it.
They're not proud of it. Jamscan's saying that's 400, LMR 400.
This is not LMR 400.
RG 400.
RG400?
He's corrected me by correcting himself by assuming what he meant.
Because
I
LMR
apologize
400
for
is the
assuming
same
your coax
size as
standard.
LMR 400 is the same size as RG213.
Yeah. And then
that's what I
Matt
have
has an
run out
interesting
back.
statement there too. It
Hit
depends
it.
on what frequency you're on.
True.
You know,
That's exactly
RG174
right.
is not good for HF, but if I had it and I didn't have any other coax, I'd use it. Or if I'm schlepping it up to a mountaintop to do a SOTA activation, I would definitely take, 25 feet of 174 versus 25 feet of 213.
Oh my God, yeah.
The weight difference alone.
Yeah. Yeah. So I like these for jumpers. And Kyle, AA0Z, put me onto the seller on eBay. And I bought a bunch of jumpers from him. And I have some that I bought off of Amazon, but I don't have any of those in here that are not hooked up behind stuff. And they're a little thicker coax and a little more flexible. This stuff, as you can tell, is actually pretty stout, pretty stiff. The other stuff is a little more flexible, but I don't think I have any of those where I can get at them. Well, there's one there, but I have to reach back there. So, but coax jumpers, buy adapters, and you'll never have enough.
Right.
Absolutely.
So we were talking about the scope probes on the Nugget stream. These are, where is it? These are what we were talking about. These are RF sensing probes, and they're SMA on the far end. And that's what I got to do the radio test, but they didn't show up until the day after the stream. And then also what I got to make life a little bit easier is this one here. And it's got the BNC connector on one end, and then it has
clip
these
leads.
guys here. And these aren't alligator clips. These are awesome because is even going to focus on it. It's got a little.
Now it did. It got rid of your ugly face and it could focus. Yeah.
It got that little hook on it, and when you let go of the spring, it pulls back and hooks onto the thing in question. So those are the ones that I picked up for the stream, and then I was able to get the radio working. We're going to talk about it a little bit on Nuggets, and then it's going to be a giveaway because it's come to the end of its useful life.
Haha. Maybe I'll get it. I won't.
Well, I mean, if you want it, I'll ship it to you straight away. You get insider
deal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, insider deal. I have to send some backsheesh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff at Hamfest. And if you want to look at new shiny, then a lot of the bigger Hamfests will have bigger vendors. I find Montgomery's Hamfest is small. It's very small. It's really shrunk down in the last 10 or 15 years. But we still get regularly, Tower Electronics is there, and several vendors that are selling usually TYT and Anytone radios. So there's always the DMR vendors there. And, they're selling the same radio you can buy on Amazon. And, I have a lot of respect for those guys schlepping around all those small Hamfests to sell 3 or 4 radios. Bless their hearts, I wouldn't do it.
Well, that's a problem that I have, though. I mean, I totally identify with that. I really don't want to take, the $25 Baofeng mini radio that we were talking about. I don't want to throw it away. It works. I have no need for it because I have so many other radios just hanging out back here, and I constantly acquire new radios, as most of us do. But what do you do with your 37th HT?
Right.
So I don't want to throw it away because it's a useful radio, or somebody might. So I take it and try and move it on, or depending on the value of it, I give it away. Those Baofeng minis, they're going to be giveaways on upcoming live streams.
We reham things.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. And
so that back to the original start of the show, that $25 radio that I got for free, I gave it away. So I didn't get nothing at the end of the day.
Well, and what he didn't mention, at least I don't know about him, but I've given away a ton of crap that I paid for and bought.
Oh yeah.
That I had no use for. I just decided, why did I buy that? Or
I
did a video or two.
$6 an hour, bro.
I did a video or two with it or something, and I gave away a Vero 7500. Before I was even on Coffee and Ham Radios. This is not Coffee and Ham Radios, by the way. And I've given away HTs and a ton of Meshtastic junk and whatever, the stuff I'm not going to use.
Grayman wants to do a giveaway. Are you going to do it on your Sunday at the Park live stream? How are you going to do it, Grayman? We're here for you.
He wants to give that radio back to me.
Oh, that Baofeng that he won. Yeah.
That Baofeng.
I'm surprised he still has it.
I'm surprised he didn't take it out to the shooting range or something.
Oh, you can't even shoot a Baofeng.
I don't know. I mean, I know you can't shoot a Nokia.
And by the way, if you get a dirty Baofeng, you can clean it up. We know the technology. We can make it happen.
Yep.
It costs more to clean it up than the radio cost, but how much do you love this hobby?
Right. Let's see. Oh, now see, George, there you go. That is why I go to Hamfest. You found that in the junk. A Bencher paddle for $45. That's probably nice. A $200 paddle. $150 if it's $1, brand new, and he got it for $45. Speaking, we were dumping on Bird earlier at Stone Mountain Hamfest last year. Me and Rockstar Dave are walking around, and Rockstar Dave picks up a Simpson multimeter off of the table and puts it in my hand and said, he's buying this. And so I paid the guy because Dave...
Oh, can I put stuff in your hand and you buy it for me? You pay for it? I like that.
No, I took it home. I mean, it wasn't like Dave kept it. I didn't really want a Simpson meter. And they're supposedly the best meters ever in the history of ever. And they're analog. And
digital voltmeter, analog voltmeter.
Analog voltmeter, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful pieces of equipment if it was 1975. I don't get the fascination with it. And Hollywood, calm down. I know you're about to yell at me. I know. Because Hollywood is all about some Simpsons too. Him and Rockstar Dave both are disciples of the Simpson.
Yeah. We do a White Elephant live stream once a year. So Troy, this isn't a joke. I don't know how long you've been around the channel, but we're coming up on the 4th year of White Elephant gift exchange giveaways. We do a live stream and we give away a bunch of stuff and you get the opportunity to steal it. And it's a good time. And everybody who wins something goes home with something, not necessarily what they won.
Right. Yeah. That's how Tim got a Baofeng. Well, we did that. That was at Orlando, I think, a couple of years ago.
I don't remember. Yeah. The antenna comes with most cheap HTs, makes a great harmonic and attenuator. That is true.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, Vern, I did that too. I sent, when he was teaching, I sent him, I don't know, coax and connectors and 3 or 4 fangs. And
yep.
I don't remember. And I know T.O. had done it too. And
yep.
Yeah. Let's see. I was trying to see if there's any other cool comments.
Oh yeah, and the giveaways that we do, they cost us shipping half the time too. So that $6 an hour just went down.
Yeah.
So now we're down to $4.50 an hour.
Honestly, he's underselling that. Every giveaway I've ever done, I'm paying for shipping, unless it's an overseas winner, and we'll tell you straight up front, I'll pay for postage to mail this crap in the United States. I say crap in a collective sense, not a pejorative sense. Go look up pejorative.
Right.
And I've paid for all the postage. Every bit of it. So, yeah. Even if it is a free radio like T.O.'s talking about, here, I got this free $25 Fang, and I'm going to mail it to you. You're looking at $4.50 to $5.50 of postage if you're close.
If you know the secret insider tricks like we do for shipping.
Right. Right. And $6.50 if you live in the opposite side of the country from me. So it just depends. And yeah, we're eating the postage. And even to Canada. And then now we have the whole tariff situation, so that's a whole different elephant.
Yeah. Yeah, we showed those overseas countries. Americans will pay extra for stuff.
Right. Anyway. Hank. That's right. I so rarely get to use pejorative in a sentence. I'm still trying to work in event horizon, Schwarzschild radius, Kuiper belt. Haven't been able to drop those in yet. Anyway, let's see. I think that's about it.
It's actually, so Jason's saying put 2 meters, 70 centimeters in the FT710. You can get a transverter and do a whole bunch of extra work, or you could just
Yep.
get a 50-watt mobile radio and save yourself some money and some headaches.
Well, that's interesting. So the transverters cost probably more than the radio, or half the price at least.
Yeah.
An HF transverter is not cheap. Don, who is not here this morning, the heathen, has, I think, Q5. Does that sound right? Q5 transverters on his Flex. I looked them up. They're expensive. They're very expensive. So yeah, if you want to put 2 meters and 70 centimeters in your 710, go buy a DB50 from Radioddity for $250, and you have a good radio that does it. That's cheaper than any one transverter. Transverters are just not worth it for most use cases, in my opinion. Jason's asking, where do you get a 50-watt mobile 2-meter SSB rig? That's a good question.
Yeah. At a Hamfest, you get an IC706, you get a 991A.
Yeah. Yep. An 857. A lot of those older Yaesus, the 857, the 991. The 991 is a better radio than an 857, but the 857 will be cheaper, probably by almost half.
FT100D, yep. FT857, FT818.
Yeah. What's 100D go for, Matt? Do you have any clue?
Oh, man, I just sold mine. I want to say 3,400.
It's about the same price as an 857.
857? So, yeah. No. 857 is the coveted holy grail of radios, and they go for anywhere from 800 to 1,100 for a used radio.
Okay, Luke, if you're in the chat, you owe me some money, bro. Damn, I undersold that. I sold it to him for what I paid for it. But, I mean, there's a lot of radios that will do that. There's way better options than putting transverters on a 710. Now, like Don, I know Don has transverters on his Flex. And with that, the Flex would be an excellent satellite radio, but it's a very specific use case for putting transverters on something. Would it be cool? Yes. Is it practical? Not for me, not even close. So, now Eric, what are you saying? A 2.4 and 10 gig transverters for his 9700
yes.
are cheaper than getting a pair of 905s. Yes, they are. Absolutely. Absolutely. $300 for an FT100 unless it has the SEP kit, and then it's $1,000. Yeah, that's probably true. Does it come with a bracket, Matt? That is the key.
Right. Brackets made of gold.
Sarah sold hers for $600. I sold mine for $450. Damn it.
Damn. You got a deal, son.
Well,
the buyer got a deal.
It's part of the Southern Illinois Mafia, and he's kind of a ham bro, so, you know. And I didn't need it. It was just surplus to my needs. So, anyway. And Eric, you're exactly right. Absolutely. A brand new 9700 is way cheaper than a Flex plus transverters. Again, I said it was a very specific use case. I mean, Don, of course, Don has one of everything ever made, but I looked at transverters when I got my Flex for that purpose, and I went, yeah, no, not happening. I'm not spending that money on something that has just that use. And I would buy, if I was going to do satellites on a regular, not fixed, but mobile, what is the ICOM, the 2730? Because you don't need a bracket for it then. You can just put it in a
put it in the bag.
In a bag, a satchel of some sort. Yeah, there's way better options than that.
Geez, 2,100 for a 9700. Holy moly!
Wow.
Get you a 705 and a cheap amp.
That might be the Hawaii
I know the
price,
9700 does more.
That is, man, that's expensive. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. The 2730. Yeah. All right. Well, we are pretty much at the end of the show. Thank you guys for coming.
James is going to make you a deal. I can vouch for him and for the club. Be a good buy.
James is cool, and he's been around for a long time. He's one of the old regulars. See? Is that your Pi's? I was going to mention that. So
It's the All-Star node.
Okay. The D-Star one will talk too.
I'd have to have a D-Star radio configured. It is a D-Star radio. It's just not configured.
I can help you with that.
My nemesis.
So you gave up on the one PSU to rule them all?
Well, yeah, because Raspberry Pis, this is going to be our show Monday night, is talking about Raspberry Pi stuff.
Okay.
But Raspberry Pis want 5.1 volts, not 5 volts, 5.1. And the reason why they do that is because they want a very specific power supply, because it's starting to get a lot of accessories that require a lot of extra power. So Pi 5, 5.1 volts, 5 amps in the power supply. And this power strip that I have back here, where you see all the LEDs, it runs off of 12 volts and it provides USB-A connectors, and it doesn't put out 5.1 volts. So all the Pis complain that they're undervolted, even though they're just fine and they'll be happy. So I wanted one that didn't complain. I wanted to, find the right product, make the right recommendation, do all the research, and all of my research ended up in nobody makes it. And even the vendors I talked to, they're like, we're not going to make it. So I don't want to convert my 12 volt, my solar at 36 volts to 12 volt battery power to 120 volt AC to 5 volts DC. That's just ignorant.
Run multiple Pi 3s on a Pi 5 brick. Yeah, that would.
Yeah, that's a Pi 4 and 2 Pi 0s, and I'm even doing it worse. It's their Pi 0 plane running WPSD, which you're not supposed to be able to do.
On a Pi 0?
Yeah, I mean it's dog slow. It works. It radios just fine, but it is, oh my god, slow. And I think
it's painful.
I look at what I did when I hosted my first website on a P3 700, and it screamed fast, versus today what appears to be a lightweight website is slow on a machine that's actually physically faster.
Yeah, it is dog slow. Remember when we were messing with the DMR setup, I think on Nuggets one night.
Click the apply, vamp for about 20 minutes.
Go pour coffee, talk to the old lady, rub the cat's head, whatever. Come back and it might be ready. Yeah. All right. I said I was going to hit the button. I guess we need to hit the button. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great day. Appreciate it. Tio, thank you as always for being an erudite, classy host, co-host. I don't know what